My name is Wael Aburida. I'm the managing partner of Halo Investment Management based in Dubai. We're a multi-family office with investments across Asia, Europe, and North America. I have been an active investor in Turkey in the past, and I've been watching from the sidelines for the past 3 years, and now I'm coming to Startup Turkey to see what the startup environment looks like here.
So this is your first time?
In 3 years. Before that, I came maybe 50 times. I've been watching the economic climate, the political climate, and I think that Turkey over the next 24 months will be in a transition from a positive sense. I've always been impressed with the level of talent that's available in the Turkish market. And I think that there's an opportunity, hopefully, to come back and invest in Turkey. Yes, I'm also acting as a jurist during the competition. So my criteria in selection is really to target companies that have a defensible position and have a strategy in the market that's hard to replicate. Many of the companies I've seen today are companies that I've seen similar examples in other parts of the world. So it should be something where there's a barrier to entry. The events that I typically participate in other parts of the world, typically in the Middle East, in Dubai, in Egypt, and in the US and Europe. The ones in the Western world the companies tend to be a little bit more structured in the approach that they take. Here, they're maybe because they're new to creating a company. This is their first company. Many of the startup presenters look to be quite young. So I think there's a level of maturity and experience that I typically see in the Western markets versus here. It's a tough question because each investor is looking for different types of criteria. I think as it relates specifically to technology, you're seeing a rising need for data scientists and a push into machine learning and artificial intelligence that really weren't kind of drivers for investment and innovation if you look back even 3 years ago. So a lot of the companies that I think are positioning themselves well have a very strong technical capability, especially in data analytics. You know, I think it's a good question. It's a complicated question. I spoke at the UN Forum for Women Entrepreneurs in Egypt a couple of years ago, and I think the issue really is around encouragement from the home and school level. It really has to be something that is driven culturally. By the way, this is not a nuance just for the Middle East. This is something that even in the US, women entrepreneurs are less likely to succeed versus male entrepreneurs, just because kind of the system, the model, the culture is kind of has women take on different roles. So, but I'm fully encouraging all women to push hard. You know, it's good to get engaged at events like this because you can find mentors that will help for women entrepreneurs to improve their businesses. Well, I mean, Turkey holds a critical role because it sits, as you know, sits one leg in Asia, one leg in Europe. So it really is a crossroad destination. But also the level of technical capabilities, the engineers that come out of Turkey. You know, if you compare when I was in Silicon Valley, some of the best engineers were Turkish. So it's really, it drives a lot of great technical and engineering capability. The issue is Turkey, from a startup perspective, is like India 20 years ago. Most people want to work for a big company. They want the security and stability of a big company. They're not willing to take the leap because very few Turkish startups ever exit. So you need to make it succeed, you really need to have a holistic environment. Investors, entrepreneurs, large companies, acquirers, you know, so you need all the pieces to be there for a successful outcome. I'm not going to call shots, but I'll say that My three favorites, two are Turkish and one is Egyptian. It depends upon the criteria for the investor. I think that it's a great place to network, and I think it's a great opportunity at Startup Turkey to meet other members of the ecosystem here and to start getting involved more and more. But I think it's a great event.